Hello, once again. Welcome to the Security Update, which we often look at issues concerning security in the continent from west to east, and these are the stories making the headlines. Djibouti denies any involvement in Lasano's armed conflict. Eritrean leader accuses US of supporting rebels in Tigray conflict. US airstrike kills 12 Al-Shabaab fighters in southern Somalia. AU urges political dialogue in Tigray to restore absolute peace. Hello, welcome to the program. Djibouti has totally denied any involvement in the ongoing armed conflict in Lasa north of Somaliland, following the growing rumors of Djibouti's support to Somaliland government towards the affairs. Djibouti has totally denied any involvement in the ongoing armed conflict in Lasa north of Somaliland, following the growing rumors of Djibouti's support to Somaliland government towards the affairs. Djibouti's Foreign Affairs Minister Mohammed Ali Yusuf said Djibouti will continue to stick to its well-known good neighborhood policy and neutrality, referring to Somaliland. He also ruled out that some of the stakeholders in Somaliland requested Djibouti's mediation in the unfolding situation in Lasa North. The minister noted that Djibouti and its government has always promoted peace in the region and never interfered in any of the internal affairs of their neighbors, and described it as shameful propaganda many people to circulate unverified information against Djibouti regarding the Lasa North situation on social media. However, Muhammad Ali Yusuf clearly emphasized that such information, which was widely circulated on social media, is merely fabricated lies to disrupt Djibouti's relationship with its neighbors. In a separate statement, Eritrean President Isaias Afwerki has accused the US of backing the Tigray People's Liberation Front during the recent civil war in Ethiopia.
President Isaias Afwerki acknowledged in the interview that a large number of people perished in the dispute, although he refused to provide details on how many Eritrean lives were lost. Mr. Isaias stated this while granting an interview with local media that the US had hurriedly signed a peace deal between Ethiopia and the Tigray People's Liberation Front (TPLF) in order to prevent the rebels from being defeated militarily. In November 2022, a peace agreement was signed in South Africa that brought an end to a 2-year civil war that had accused the death of tens of thousands and left millions of people desperately in need of aid. Last week, the reclusive leader dismissed allegations that Eritrean troops had perpetrated war crimes when they were sent to Ethiopia to support federal forces and pro-government militia.
The African Union has stepped in to address the ongoing conflict in Ethiopia, calling for a political dialogue between the Ethiopian government and Tigray officials on Saturday. The move comes over 3 months after a peace agreement was signed to end the bloody conflict in northern part of the country.
The call for political dialogue in Tigray by the African Union (AU) on Saturday was the result of a meeting held by the Monitoring Committee for the Peace Agreement. The meeting, held in Addis Ababa on Friday, was attended by representatives from the Ethiopian government, Tigrayan leaders, and the Intergovernmental Authority on Development (IGAD). The statement issued on Saturday reflects the commitment of all parties to finding a peaceful resolution to the ongoing conflict. An agreement aimed at promoting peace was inked in November 2020 in Pretoria between the Ethiopian government and rebels in the northern region of the country following a 2-year-long conflict. After the signing of the peace agreement in Pretoria, hostilities have ceased and aid deliveries have recommenced. In early January, flights between Mekele, the capital of Tigray region, and Addis Ababa were resumed after a hiatus of 18 months. Due to limited access, it is challenging to independently assess the situation in Tigray as of now.
Somalia government has announced the liberation of Orba village in Lower Juba region from Al-Shabaab after a strong fight to flush out the militants from their hideouts, despite Al-Shabaab has yet to confirm the government's claim. The federal government of Somalia reported new clashes between its forces and the Al-Shabaab fighters in some parts of the Lower Juba region, which the government forces said Al-Shabaab fighters suffered with severe casualties, a claim the group has neither accepted nor denied. According to the Somalia news agency, the Somali National Army has on Sunday managed to free Gombe area under the Lower Chuba region from the Al-Shabaab after a strong fight to flush out the militants from their hideouts. The newly freed village is increasing the tally of villages the government forces backed by pro-government militia to have liberated in the last few weeks. The federal government of Somalia had clarified that this year would be marked as either the end of the Al-Shabaab era or they will face their greatest destruction. According to the U.S. Africa Command, the U.S. military conducted an airstrike against Al-Shabaab group in Mudug region, killing 12 Al-Shabaab fighters in support of the government of Somalia. But we will be back after the short break.
Making documentaries is one of the most creative craft and challenging endeavors you can be involved in. It is an effective strategy to inform, persuade, educate, defend the perspective, and shed light on various issues, policies, and activities. At CBA TV, documentary production is our forte. We capture every TikTok detail of events in highest resolution to tell the story you care about, from politics to human hunger, research-based content, educative and informative. We also help you project your story in a dynamic perspective that attracts the world views of the target audience, as there is no better or more powerful way to place the organization's values and achievements than to make an excellent documentary film. No doubt, our strength lies in these ventures, and we pride in many award-winning documentaries which have been earning accolades across Africa and beyond. Let's tell your story.
Welcome back again. According to the U.S. Africa Command, the U.S. military conducted an airstrike against Al-Shabaab group in the Mudug region, killing 12 Al-Shabaab fighters in support of the government of Somalia. According to the U.S. Africa Command, the U.S. military conducted an airstrike against Al-Shabaab group in the Mudug region, killing 12 Al-Shabaab fighters in support of the government of Somalia. The strike occurred in a remote area approximately 45 kilometers southwest of Hobyo and about 472 kilometers northeast of Mogadishu. U.S. Africa Command said in a news release that no civilians were hurt or killed in the strike. The U.S. is one of several countries providing military assistance to Somalia regarding the ongoing anti-Al-Shabaab war in some parts of this Horn of Africa state, that the United States of America had pledged to provide any assistance Somalia government needs. Since the war started last year, the federal government claimed to have liberated strategic villages from Al-Shabaab that some were under their control for at least a decade. The government of Somalia stated that the National Intelligence and Security Agency forces and international partners have killed up to 18 Al-Shabaab in a planned operation in the Lower Shabelle region.
The government of Somalia stated that the National Intelligence and Security Agency NISA forces and international partners allegedly killed up to 18 Al-Shabaab fighters and an unspecified number were injured in a planned operation in the Sabid area of Lower Shabelle region. This operation targeted Al-Shabaab fighters in the forest area who allegedly wanted to attack the National Army camp and local pro-government clan militia in the Sabid area of the Lower Shabelle region, who were all killed and got injured in this operation, a claim Al-Shabaab is yet to comment on. Somali army forces and international partners are underway to target and liberate Al-Shabaab fighters from many parts in central and southern Somalia. Hanan Abdurrahman, CBA.
Two accused men of murdering a 3-year-old boy whose body was found in Kulmis neighborhood of Johar town were killed after a court hearing in Johar of Hirshabelle State.
Reports from Johar region says that armed gunmen killed the two men who were accused of murdering a 3-year-old whose body was found earlier in Kulmis neighborhood of Johar region. As confirmed, the Deputy Security Chief of the Middle Shabelle region, Mohammed Al-Mirage, stated that the gunmen who committed the murder were waiting for the accused men outside at the court after the first half of the trial ended. The assailants, who were part of the local militia fighting against Al-Shabaab, fled the scene, according to the reports. The chairman of the Court of the Appeal of the Central Region, Muhammad Ali, who spoke about the killing of the 2 prisoners in Johar, said that the 2 suspects who were killed were not proven guilty of the murder and ordered the police to arrest the perpetrators. Muhammad Ali sent his condolences to the families of the 2 deceased men and to the Somali people, especially Hirshabelle community, for the killings. Meanwhile, he criticized the Johar police forces for keeping the prisoners for 16 days and said that they will be asked why they kept them for 16 days unjustly and that they will be prosecuted as the law does not provide that. Hana Abdurrahman, CPA.
And with that story of the 2 accused men of murdering 3-year-old boy whose body was found in Kurmis neighborhood of Johar town were killed after a court hearing in Johar of Hirshabelle State, will wrap up our program for this time. Thank you very much for being with us. This is me, Hamse Daabjeerin.